And what's going on, everybody? Jamar here, and I'm going to be doing as quick as possible demonstration on how to change the rear brake rotors and pads on a 2011 Audi A4. Alright, once you have the wheel off, you want to take, I just used some adjustable pliers and a swivel, and you'll take, what you're going to do is you're going to take the two caliper bolts off, one at the top, and then I'm going to get the light here, and then one at the bottom. That's your next step. Alright, so I've gone ahead and taken off the two brake pads here, and you can see this one. There's my squealing, and this was giving me so much noise the last week or two, and I realized that the rear brakes needed to be done. So the other one wasn't so bad. So what I've done is I've started taking these two 18mm bolts here and here. I've gone ahead and take them off, and I'm going to get ready to take the rotor off. Alright. Yeah, now that I've got this bracket off, what you want to do is you want to make sure that these little rubber gaskets here, make sure they slide freely, make sure there's no tears or no dry rot or anything like that. And what I'll do is I'll probably throw a little bit of grease in here before I go and put it back on. Alright, what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to take this, it's a T30 Torx, and I've already given it a couple taps, and you're going to want to loosen this screw right here. And once this is out, you want to take the rotor off. We'll give it a couple taps with the hammer and see if we can get this rotor off. Alright, so I took this hammer here, and once you have your Torx screw out, you're just going to beat the piss out of it, probably 3-4 good whacks, and mine gave loose. And here, take this off. Alright, so as you can see here, it's pretty rusty. Mine's pretty rusty, even though I'm down in Houston. I mean, it's pretty humid, but I don't drive in any salt or snow or anything like that. But this car's, it's got 91,000 miles on it. Not sure when these rotors, I'm the second owner of this vehicle. I'm not sure when these rotors were last changed. But you can just take a wire brush or some sandpaper and just kind of clean off this this surface where the rotor's going to be mating to. Yeah, here I'm just using this wire brush right here, and just kind of cleaning the surface, taking a lot of this surface corrosion and surface rust off. Just trying to give the best mating surface for this new rotor to sit on. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna grab some brake cleaner, and I'm gonna spray and clean off. It's really important to clean off that rotor because they pack it with a lot of grease or oil on it, and it's to keep it from corroding while it's shipped from where it's manufactured. But I'm almost done cleaning a lot of this surface rust off, and I'm going to get ready to put the new rotor on. To do a rotor replacement on these A4 Quattros, they have an electronic emergency brake, and I don't have a Vag Com cord, and I haven't downloaded the software to be able to release this, to push this in so I can get this caliper back on with my new pads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, you probably might have seen this on other videos. I'm going to take this torque screw, I think it's a T30. I'm going to take this screw, and I'm going to take this screw right here. I don't know if you can see that. Take these two screws off, and then what I'm going to do is once I pull this, it's going to release this cover right here. And when I pull this cover off, I'll show you how to turn clockwise to be able to pull this in some. Alright, so I've taken these two T30 screws off the top of this, and this is what it looks like. Here's where the screws went in, and you can see the piece. You can see that piece right there. It's actually a T40 fitting right there. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put just turn it clockwise until it won't turn anymore. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to take a C-clamp, and I'm going to compress this in. But before I do that, you're going to want to make sure so you don't overfill. You're going to want to go in here, open up your hood, and you're going to want to take a little bit of fluid out of here, because as you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some fluid almost, it's about halfway up this cup right here, and if you start to compress that piston, it's going to push this fluid up. So what I would do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove some fluid from here, probably I'd say maybe like 1/4 of a cup, a little less than that. I'm going to remove a little bit of it, and then once I decompress it and get everything together, I'll add a little bit back more to it. So what I did here is I just took a little cup here, and I grabbed this from my kitchen, from my medicine cabinet, you know, a little medicine measuring. Here's a Walmart. And I just drew some out of the reservoir here and just kind of storing it in the cup here. Just as I compress the piston, I just don't want any of this reservoir to fill out. So I'm going to go ahead and compress it, and then I'll take a look and see what the level looks like. Alright, so I've put this top piece back together. I put those torque screws back in right there, and on the other side. So I put it back together after compressing it. As you can see, I got a huge gap here now for when I go to put these 18 screws in. So you can see there's a long one and a short one. The long one goes on the top, short one goes on the bottom. And I'm about to finish putting on my torque screw here for my rotor. And it's easy. It actually goes on pretty easily, so you can finger turn it till it gets. All right. So what we've done so far is we put these 18mm screws. The one here, and then let's see if we can see the second one. It's kind of hard to see, but the second one's down there, and then we put the caliper back on top. And then we'll have the two screws I've got right here. The two screws are going to finish off. They're going to go there. And let's see, and right there. And that should be about it for this side. All right, so I got all the bolts back in, getting ready. There should be a little bit of play on the back side here, and for this caliper, because obviously the piston was pushed all the way with the C-clamp. It was pushed all the way in. So just get in your car and pump the brakes a couple times to push that piston out, and then you can put your tire on, and get ready to do the other side. So that should be it for this video. I hope it helps you, and let me know if you have any questions down below and I'll help you out.